Hey everybody, Don Morse here from American Tackle. Today we're going to go over the easy to install and very beautiful G2 handle system. So the full length grips come in either a 12-inch or 9-inch version, 3K finish, satin black, Bushido finish, also 3 different color choices in the trim, silver, matte black, gloss black. Comes with everything that you need, the butt cap, 3-piece butt cap, and the real seat link if you're using it in the casting version. The G2 handle system comes with a pre-installed proprietary G2 arbor system. This is and the one-piece ones or the full-length ones that we have here. It's actually in both ends, in the butt end and in the real seat end on this one here. Super easy to ream. You don't even need power tools. You can just use a regular hand reamer. Ream this out to whatever size you need to fit the blank that you're working on. It starts off small. The arbors are not very thick, so it won't take you very long to ream these out at all by hand. They do stretch a little bit, so they're really easy to ream out and get in place. And if it feels like it's a little sloppy, it may stretch, it may work its way back in. So it may take you a little bit to get that, but super easy to ream. Today we're going to install this full-length spinning, 12-inch spinning on a Bushido LS. This is a 7.6 12-25 model. Perfect blank for inshore here in Florida. Actually has a good application for flipping for bass too, some of your lighter flipping stuff. So great blanks, check those out. Just like all your components, you want to make sure everything is dry fitted and where you want it. So we're going to slide this in place over both ends here. Make sure it fits where we want to, which it should. Slide this right to the end. So I'm going to slide this a little bit past the end here, and then we'll check our butt cap out. So that fits nice and tight right where I want it to go. Set that down for a second. The butt cap is actually a 3-piece system. So you have the plug, you have the rubber O-ring, which that plug fits in. You snap that in place. And then the silver adapter for that. So the whole thing fits right in there. And then the plug actually has a stem on it that'll fit into most blanks, and if it doesn't, it'll butt up against the blank. So we're going to check the fit on this, get that in the belt end. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push the blank back so it hits the butt cap. And we'll take that back out to see where we're at. So we're pretty much flush with the end of the G2 handle. So got a nice flush fit here. So when I glue this up, I'm going to make sure that the end of the blank is flush with the grip or just slightly inside. Next thing we've got to do is just mix up some epoxy and glue everything in place. So my epoxy of choice is actually the Pro Paste. This is a 2-part paste epoxy. With the paste, it's nice and thick, so you don't have to worry about it running, knocking everything kind of off level or off kilter with your rod. So it stays in place when you mix it up. This is a 50-50 mix. Best thing to do to mix these up is just grab an old magazine or an old catalog like I've got here and just some popsicle sticks. You don't need a lot of it. Grab a little bit of one and we'll try to match this up by eye. It doesn't have to be exact, as close to 50-50 as you can though. And we'll get both of them here. We're going to give this a good thorough mix, usually about a minute and a half. Get this a nice, even, consistent color, and then you can go ahead to the gluing process. So we'll get this mixed up. All right, we've got that all thoroughly mixed up, so now we're going to go ahead and install this. It's not going to take a ton of time. It's really easy to do. So this has an arbor on each end, which are reamed out to fit. So I've marked this already where I know the arbors are going to be. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to spread some on here. I'm going to try to get this on both sides of the arbors. So I'm going to spread this around, get a good helping on there. This is actually going to squeegee some of this back, but I'm going to get that nice and full. So what I like to do on this one is I've arbored this, or I've reamed this out so the arbor will actually slide out the end of the blank. So I'm actually going to slide the rear arbor off a little bit. And I can see where my front arbor was, so I'm going to actually put a little bit more of this in there. So this is actually going to get a nice bead of epoxy on both sides of that front arbor. So we'll slide this back in. My blank lined up. And we're going to go ahead and align that just in from the back edge of the grip. Now at this point, if you have any mess, which you can see I don't really have any, Gonna go ahead and just wipe that up. I got one little spot right here I'm just gonna wipe off, but that goes into the reel, see? So we'll get that taken care of. So grip's all glued on where you want it. There is, on the back of these, there is a little AT logo, and that should be either the top or the bottom, so you can align that with the spine or the straight or your rod, however you like to build it. So you can align that where you need it to go. And then the 3-piece butt cap, I've got that all put together from like what we did before. I'm going to get some glue on the stem here. If you have a really big blank, you can actually arbor that stem up to fit in the blank perfectly, but this one fits pretty close. So I'm just gonna get a bunch of glue on there without making too big of a mess. Always good to have your paper towels standing by. And then on this one here, I'm just going to go ahead and take a little bit of this with my popsicle stick, work this on the inside of the grip, and just want enough in there to grab on to that butt cap. Again, if you got any on the outside, clean it up now. It's a really good time to do it. So we'll get that cleaned up. Good to go. And that butt cap will fit right into place. So make sure you got plenty of glue in there so everything holds nice and tight. So at this point, you can, you want to put a little bit of tape on this to hold everything in place, put a clamp on it, however you want to hold that in place. I'm actually just going to put it right here in the wrapper, put a little pressure on it. If you have the casting handle, the only other thing you'll do on the front end is you'll use the reel seat link and glue that in just like you did the butt cap. This one here is a spinning model. We're actually going to install the Aero CCT seat with the carbon fiber hood on this one. So that'll go right in place. After this cures, I'll put some arbors up and we'll get that installed as well. So that's it. Pretty easy, easy to ream, absolutely beautiful. You can see easy to install. No arboring necessary, no extra prep work, just good to go. So absolutely beautiful, easy to install. G2 handle system. Again, this is the full length 12-inch spinning on this one here. So if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, hit us up on the website, Facebook, any of the social media outlets, and we'll be happy to help you out. Again, Don Morse here at American Tackle, and give these a try.